Yes, so guys, and welcome back to a brand new Hijomeatman news video. Today we've got the MotoGP season so far, episode 4, with the Suzuki manufacturer, and got a little bit less to talk about. Obviously, they only have one team, obviously 2 riders, and they don't have any satellite teams as of yet in MotoGP, so a little bit less to talk about. So it's probably going to be a little bit of a shorter video compared to maybe some of the other ones. But kicking it off with the riders in P8 in the World Championship, we have Joan Mir with 44 points, 0 wins and the 1 podium. Joan Mir coming, well, he's getting really fast lately, you could say. You know, the Austrian Grand Prix, something kind of clicked, and rode really well throughout them Grand Prix. Obviously picked up a podium in the first Austrian Grand Prix, and it did look like he was going to take a very easy, dominant win in the Styrian Grand Prix, but obviously we did have that red flag situation. And unfortunately for the second race, he didn't have fresh tyres, and he couldn't really, maintain that similar pace that he did in the first attempt of the Grand Prix. But yeah, P8 in the World Championship, not too bad. He's definitely going to be a rider to look out for the rest of the season, because like I said, something has clicked with him and the Suzuki, and he's been very quick in the Austrian Grand Prix. He was pretty decent also, in the other Grand Prix. But for sure, these last couple Grand Prix in Austria, something has clicked with Joan Mir and the Suzuki bike, and we see him fighting at the front, very quick pace. The Styrian GP especially, very quick in that Grand Prix prior to that red flag moment. But yeah, 44 points, 1 podium to his name, and then his teammate Alex Rins sits in P13 in the World Championship, 29 points. Obviously 0 wins and 0 podiums, but Alex Rins, if you do remember, obviously picked up that injury in the Jerez Grand Prix, the shoulder injury. So he was injured. He was battered and bruised after that pretty big crash, really, in that Jerez Grand Prix. It's one thing we have seen throughout this year, that a lot of riders have picked up injuries, from crashes for some reason. But yeah, Alex Rins was unfortunately one of them in round 1. Obviously, that shoulder injury, it has hampered him, throughout the season, and he's getting better and better. He's getting stronger now. But obviously, at the beginning of the year, he was struggling quite a bit, and that is why we see such little points to his name. And we could have maybe seen a podium or a win from him in the Austrian Grand Prix, but unfortunately he did crash out of the race, which was pretty unfortunate. Similar to Paul Espargaro, I feel like he's a rider which should have more points, but just unfortunate things happen, whether that is a crash or an injury, whatever the case is, he should have more points to his name. But yeah, that's the riders, P8 and P13 in the World Championship. Obviously, only having the 2 riders, so not many things to talk about in that little department. But moving on now to the constructors, P4 obviously in the World Championship, 57 points and 1 podium to their name. They're still waiting on the win for this year. I do think it will come at some point. I don't know which rider, because honestly both of them are pretty quick now, but I definitely feel like the Suzuki is more than capable of winning a Grand Prix. We would have probably seen it in the Styrian GP, but unfortunately, that red flag situation happened, and they kind of robbed Joan Mir from the victory. But I do feel like that win will be coming soon, because the Suzuki bike, it is a very good bike. It has closed up a bit on the top end speed on the straights, and that we obviously knew it was already a great bike anyway through the corners. So it is a pretty good bike. It should suit Misano quite nicely. I feel like Joan Mir is going to be one to look out for there. Possibly Alex Rins also. Obviously, he will be a lot better now with that shoulder injury also. So I think the Suzuki, Misano, I think that could be a good little combination. Nice flowing corners. Obviously, they're a very good bike through the corners, very good turning. So they could be definitely a team to look out for in this next Misano Grand Prix for this weekend. But yeah, P4 in the constructors, and then in the team battle World Championship, they lie down in P5 with 73 points and obviously 0 wins and that 1 podium from Joan Mir from the Austrian Grand Prix. So not too bad from them. Pretty much similar kind of results to what they would get last season. It seems to they seem to have maintained that consistency. Like I said, they have closed in a little bit on the engine. I feel they're not getting dropped as much as what they used to be on the straights and stuff like that, compared to the bigger manufacturers like Ducati and Honda. Which are pretty rapid in a straight line, and obviously KTM now are pretty quick in a straight line also. So you know, Suzuki have closed in a little bit in that aspect, and obviously they have a great bike for the cornering and stuff like that. But they have been a little bit unlucky. Obviously they would have probably had a win with Joan Mir, and if Alex Rins hadn't picked up that injury, he might have, you know, been able to pick up a couple podiums here and there. So a little bit unfortunate for them. They've had a little bit of bad luck, but they have built a bike which is more than capable of winning a race. I think Joan Mir even said they could fight for the World Championship, you know, the Constructors' World Championship and stuff like that, that it's more than capable of winning. So, you know, hopefully they can just get a little bit of luck and get all the pieces together and put in a nice solid weekend. You know, we should see Suzuki fighting at the front and adding more podiums to their name. Obviously, they only have one so far this season, but they will probably, you would have thought, add some more to that tally and a win or two at some point. And yeah, it's going to be very interesting to see. Obviously, Suzuki, they joined MotoGP a couple of years ago now, and they have been getting better and better. And you know, these last couple of years, they have been consistently fighting for the podiums and the odd win here and there when the track, you know, kind of suits their bike a little bit more. So it's going to be interesting to see. Obviously, Joan Mir, I feel like he's definitely going to be one to look out for in this next Misano Grand Prix after them Austrian Grand Prix. Very quick, very rapid, very consistent also, looked pretty good on the bike. And then obviously Alex Rins to see what he can do. Obviously very quick rider also. If he can just crash a little bit less, it should be okay. But yeah guys, that's it for today's video. Suzuki obviously only have one team, so not much to talk about you know, in terms of riders and stuff. But yeah, hopefully you enjoyed the video. Make sure you leave it down in the comments your thoughts on Suzuki and what they're going to be doing next season. Leave a like and subscribe for more content as always, and I'll see you with some brand new videos very soon.